experiences on you so that you don't make the mistakes that we have made. Now, after riding solo for a very long time, today I am honored to have a co-MC. There's someone in the house that I would love to invite on stage, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put our hands together for Brian. Brian, where are you? Brian. Where's my guy, Brian? He was meant to keep me company. Huh? I was told today I won't feel cold. I have company. I wonder where he's gone. All right, as Brian prepares to come in the room, I'll just refresh your minds. Make sure that you use the hashtag Capital Markets Youth Forum. Use that hashtag anytime that you will be commenting on something online so that we can easily find your comment. I'll have a quick run of the agenda. We're going to have some opening remarks from our CEO. Can you please welcome our CEO? He's at this event for the first time, CEO Romeo. And he's made 3 months in the office. CEO Romeo, it's good to see you, and we do wish you all the best. We also have a new logo. My goodness, I forgot. New things. Let's appreciate CMA for giving us a new logo as well. So we have some wonderful new things today. We'll have opening remarks, welcome remarks from our CEO, Romeo. Then Honorable Alodi will share East African communities' perspective on saving and investment among young people. We're going to have the contestants coming up. We have some competitions for them. They will have challenges and all. We'll have a panel discussion. Then we're going to have CEO Jonathan come up to give his remarks. We'll have our friend CEO Celestin from Rwanda Stock Exchange. Then we will have a signing ceremony and the award ceremony and a few other things on the agenda. But now we can see Brian has arrived. Brian, please take the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together.
Thank you so much, Jackie. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Capital Markets Youth Forum 2026 awarding ceremony, closing ceremony, and grand finale. Are you ready for today? Are you ready for today? Since it's a youthful event, we need the energy. We need the energy to be lively. Are you ready for today? We have a motto today. When I say Team Rwanda, you say one team. And when I say one team, you say Team Rwanda. Let's go. One team. Team Rwanda. Team Rwanda. One team. Higher. Team Rwanda. One team. One more time. If you're ready for today, clap once. No, let's go together. If you're ready for today, clap once. Clap once. 2 times. 3 times. 1 time. 1 time. 2 times. 3 times. Thank you so much. We need that energy all day long. Are you ready for today? And now please direct all your attention to the screens for the documentary of how this journey went through till today.
Something. Those are the things you talk to me. And that is.
Twize byinshi tutari tuzi by'umwihariko nk'umunyeshuri icyo nakuyemo namenye ko gushora ari ubunona.
The event was really important, and it will be important in the future also, because this kind of events teach us how to be a good investor and how can we save our money.
What I can encourage all the youth here in Rwanda in different universities is that you should start saving right now.
Something. Those are the things you talk to me. And that is.
Twize byinshi tutari tuzi by'umwihariko nk'umunyeshuri icyo nakuyemo namenye ko gushora ari ubunona.
The event was really important, and it will be important in the future also, because this kind of events teach us how to be a good investor and how can we save our money.
What I can encourage all the youth here in Rwanda in different universities is that you should start saving right now when it is when you still have monthly allowance, when you still have parents to care for you.
Investment is something which is really good for us young people rather than those old, because while we investing our small little amount of money, this will be having a higher profit in the future.
Today we've hosted different guests that have told us about CMA, RNIT, and different investment groups. And as students who have gained different information about how to invest, where to invest, and the importance of investment.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for me to invite the CEO of Capital Markets Authority, CEO Romeo, for his welcome remarks.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable LOD, CEO R. Knight, Head of Capital Market Institutions, Representative of Government Institutions, Development Partners, and Private Sector. Dear young people, student and young professionals, how are you? Dear contestants of the Capital Market University Challenge, distinguished guests, welcome. It is a great pleasure of mine to be welcoming you to the closing ceremony of the Capital Market Youth Forum. This is not just another event on the calendar. This is a space that belongs to you, the youth. It was built for you, and everything we've done this week has been with one purpose in mind: to make Rwanda's capital market something you can see yourself in. You are part of a generation that is connected, curious, and ambitious. You are growing up in a Rwanda that is moving fast, and the capital market is one of the engines driving that movement. Today, we want you to leave here not just informed, but genuinely excited about what this means for your lives. The Capital Market Youth Forum was created because we recognized one simple truth: young people must be part of Rwanda's capital market journey. You have ideas, you have energy, you have talent. What we want to give you today is the knowledge, the confidence, and the practical tools to turn your potential into real financial progress. We want you to understand something important as well. The capital market is not a place for just big institutions or wealthy investors. It belongs to all of us. It's a platform where anyone, including you right now as a student or a young professional, can participate, invest, even raise capital, and build something meaningful. A key part of this forum has been the Capital Market University Challenge. This year, over 1,100 young people registered to compete. That number tells us something powerful. You are ready. You chose to learn about shares, bond, and collective investment schemes when you could have been doing something else. I remember at your age, I had many things to do as well. And so thank you so much for participating. And to every contestant that participated, whether you're walking away with an award today or not, you have already won something. You have built knowledge that will stay with you long after this forum ends. You understand things today that most people your age do not, and that is a real advantage. Today's winner will receive their awards in form of shares and bonds. That is deliberate. We do not want you to simply receive a trophy and move on. We want you to own an investment, to watch it, to understand what it means when a market moves, when a company grows, when patience pays off. That experience is worth more than any certificate you can take away. I encourage you to carry what you have learned beyond these walls back to your places. Talk about savings and investment to your friends, your classmates, your siblings. your family. Be the person in your circle who understand how money works and how money can work for you and not the other way around. That conversation started by you can change how an entire community thinks about its financial future. I also want to thank our partners who have made this forum and the University Challenge possible. The Rwanda Stock Exchange, our longtime partners, Access to Finance Rwanda, Rwanda National Investment Trust, I see you, CEO Jonathan, and LuxDev, the Luxembourg Agency of Development and Cooperation. Your support has helped us reach more young people and raise the quality of this program significantly. So from the bottom of my heart, I sincerely thank you. To the universities and higher learning institutions represented here today, thank you. You are on the front line of building financially informed citizens, and we value that partnership deeply. As we close this year's forum with this event, let me leave you with this. Youth participation is not a side agenda, it is the agenda. A capital market that educates and involves its young people is a capital market that will last. To the winners, congratulations in advance. Let this award be the first step in a lifelong investment journey. To all participants, stay curious, stay engaged, and become the ambassadors of smart financial behavior that Rwanda needs. Thank you very much.
One more time, give it up for Mr. CEO. Thank you so much for the insightful words. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you something perspective on saving and investment. Allow me now to member of Parliament at East African Legislative Assembly, Honorable Alodi Iradukonda.
CEO, Capital Markets Authority, CEO of RNIT. Actually, I call it read it usually, so please allow me to say it as read it. Dear guests, everyone in the room, everyone online, dear students, most importantly, I want to first say good morning. So as mentioned here, my task today has been to give you a bit of, I would say, an ESC perspective. The title is ESC Perspective on Saving and Investment Among Young People. So disclaimer, I hope that you will understand that this might be my own observations of how that perspective can come about. So please don't quote me in saying that ESC has said something. I just want to be clear that these are my own views. So I thought I would start by attempting to talk about the big picture. You might be sitting here wondering why at your age you need to constantly hear about saving, hear about investing or planning for the future. But the reality is that the future is arriving faster than you might think, and it is crucial that you understand why. Let us start with history. When the visionaries of our continent established the African Union, and when countries, of course, like ours, Rwanda, joined the East African community, this was back in 2007, it was not simply to sign treaties and hold summits and okay, yes, it was also to lower trade tariffs. But I think they did so because they understood the simple historical truth. True prosperity and wealth creation can only grow when markets grow. So consider the math. If you operate as a business person or a job seeker, looking only within the borders of Rwanda, you are limiting yourself to a market of obviously about 14 million people. But the ESC was structured to turn our region into a single unified investment destination. And it doesn't mean that you're only looking at the external foreign investors, it also means us here as citizens. We were able to invest in our own market. When you strip away the mental borders and think of East Africa, you're now suddenly looking at 300 million people instead. So your opportunities obviously become larger. Your potential customer base becomes larger and your investments become larger. And remember, in 2026, the integration of Africa isn't just happening through physical border posts. It is also happening digitally. The African Continental Free Trade Area and the EAC are opening up markets that are simply on your phones, your code, your digital platforms that actually move the capital across these borders. So the modern global economy does not reward these small borders of ours. It actually rewards those who dare to think bigger. And it also is a chance to think of creating digital solutions in the fintech to enable you to move this money. But we have to be realistic in the way we are approaching these things. Because in the world we live in today, it is hard to save. And we have to be truthful about that. We are living through an era of rising prices and global inflation that makes everyday life expensive. We also must address this traditional way we were brought up of saying, you get a good job, you work hard, you save money, and then you put that money into traditional savings account and you look at the balance and you feel safe. But saving alone is no longer enough. In fact, leaving your money sitting idle in a bank account is actually, under the guise of safety, is actually financial suicide. Every single day, inflation quietly steals its purchasing power right from under you. But inflation doesn't mean we must change our strategy. It actually forces us to realize that wealth is never built on income and saving alone. Wealth is built through ownership. Ownership of businesses, of land, of course, of ideas, ownership of data, ownership through strategic financial investments. So how do we move from a generation of savers to a generation of owners? First, we need to acknowledge the landscape of saving and investment that has shifted. And then we also need to look at exploring digital assets, global financial markets and cryptocurrencies as an example. Cryptocurrencies and digital wallets have emerged as an alternative ways for young people to store value and seek growth outside of traditional banking. So these conversations I know are happening even at the level of the parliament. So whether regulators like it or not, our job is not to tell you to ignore these technologies. I think it is also to urge you to equip yourself with a deep financial literacy. It is true that cryptocurrency has shown us the power of borderless finance, and it also, but it also can be very volatile. So true financial security means balancing high risk with the stability that you want. So please don't gamble with your money. You have to make sure that you invest appropriately with the right information and make sure that you're always seeking information before you do appropriately with the right information and make sure that you're always seeking information before you do any decision, before you make any decision of your money. So I also want to look at the practical inflation beating financial tools right here in our own backyard. There is, I'll mention just three. So there is the collective investment schemes, by the way, through RENET, where we know you can dial, I'm sure the CEO will talk about it, but I know you can dial 589 and then you start accessing the trust. I know it can be as low as 2,000 francs. So you definitely can pull your money into a fund yielding, I think, about 11 to 11.5% of return. There is also the second one, which is government treasury bonds. Those are not talked about enough, but I think it's important that you understand that a 12% interest rate is actually very good, and the amount can be, I think, about 100,000 Rwandan francs, where you can put your money and invest it in a government bond. And of course, you have the micro investment fintech where you use your smartphones. And those are the ones I'm saying, please be mindful of what you're doing. You have to make sure that you have information. So when you buy shares, again, talking on the regional level, in an East African company or invest in a local fund, you aren't just trying to grow your personal bank account, you're also providing the capital that allows companies to expand, to innovate and hire, and you stop being a youth begging for a job, and you become an investor, funding the jobs of tomorrow. So an investment mindset recognizes that every single coin you save is not a price to be started at, it is a seed that must be planted. And if you leave that seed in a drawer, it rots. If you plant it in capital markets, it grows. The greatest asset you possess today is not money, it is time. So don't wait until you are wealthy enough to start investing. Start where you are. Start with what you have, and start consistently. It has to be consistent. So let us stop thinking within our borders. Let us transition right here and right now from a youth that merely watches the economy to an empowered, disciplined generation of owners. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate Honorable Alodi once again. You know, before I met Capital Markets Authority, before I met RSC, before I interacted with people like Isaac, Agnes, the guys that talk about money, I was one that left money in the bank. It was safe-ish in the bank, the traditional bank. Safe, yes, but refused to grow. It refused to grow, and many times it would disappear. So I was constantly on the streets asking for money. As the salary comes, you don't know how it has disappeared. I was saying to Eric yesterday, the salary comes on the 28th. By the 2nd, you are asking somebody to lend you money. So as you've heard from Honorable Alodi, she has said that was a suicidal move. It was a suicidal move then. For me, it is suicidal even for you. And I'm lucky that I have since then learned my lesson. As she also said, you young people in the room, the greatest asset that you have today is not money, it is time. Thank you for that, Honorable Alodi. I would love to recognize the presence of Rwanda Stock Exchange CEO. Thank you, good to see you, Celeste Rabukumba. And I would love to recognize those online. Thank you for being part of this event. Please use Capital Markets Youth Forum hashtag anywhere across the different social media platforms, and we will respond to that comment or quote or suggestion. Now, I would love to invite a panel of judges. Before I invite a panel of judges, I would love to recognize Hanye. Agnes and her team at Hanye took our contestants through the boot camp. The boot camp is something we're doing for the first time. There are many different interactions that CMA has with the youth. But this time we had, as you heard from the CEO, more than 1,100 people registered to participate. The number was reduced to a specific number, around 25 people who went to the boot camp, and from the boot camp, and the boot camp was such a great idea. People were taught many different things, not just money, but many other skills. And so Hanye and the team, Agnes and the team did a fantastic job with that. The 5 that emerged from the boot camp are those that you will get to see later on this morning. At this juncture, I would love to invite the judges forward. You will take your seats there. That's your station. And I'd love to start off with Eric Karekezi. Eric is the head of market development at Capital Markets Authority. A round of applause for Eric. Next on stage, our judge, Alice. Good to see you again, Alice. Alice Iriwagjuza is the head of market development at RSC. As Alice is taking her position up there, I would love to invite Jean-Paul Disanze, head of fund management at RNIT. And since Agnes is already up there, Agnes Uwera, who's the financial and wellness coach and founder of Hanye Wellness. And Agnes is our chief judge. Agnes, take your seat. Thank you. Now that the panel of judges is fully composed, I would love to hand over to Agnes, who will give us the judges briefing, and they will also give us the cue as to when we can start inviting the contestants on stage. Over to you, Agnes.
All right. Have you ever sat in a place and it occurs to you that your dream is being answered? Have you? Well, that is me today. How is that so? First and foremost, good afternoon, Honorable. Good afternoon, dear guests. Good afternoon, dear students. Is it good morning? You see, my dream has been answered, so I have moved even in the time zone. Thank you. Thank you for being part of this youth forum, specifically the boot camp, those of you that participated. And over the past 2 days, participants have been equipped with knowledge in capital markets, financial literacy, public speaking, and critical thinking. And today, our task is to assess not only what they have learned, but how efficiently they communicate what they know. As judges, let us focus on 3 areas: knowledge and understanding, communication skills, and critical thinking. Many of the questions today begin with, would you rather? And this is not just to say this is right or wrong. Our role is to judge the choice made and also how well the participant defends their choice through logic, clarity, and confidence. As we begin, let us remember that we are not only identifying top performers, we are recognizing future champions of the financial literacy among Rwanda's youth. Thank you, and I wish you all good participation. I wish our contestants the best of luck. Thank you. So we are giving it back to you, the MC. You will invite the participants in the order we shared with you, and ours is to listen and judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is over. We now move into the most exciting moment of today's Capital Market Youth Forum 2026, and it's the Capital Market University Challenge competition. Today, we welcome the outstanding finalists, each representing the very best from their respective regions and universities. And the stage is where preparation meets opportunity, where ideas meet impact, and where one of the bright young minds will be crowned the national champion of the 2026 Capital Market University Challenge. A reminder, each contestant will have 5 minutes to make their presentations. A visible countdown will guide your presentation, and once the timer reaches 0, you'll be required to conclude immediately and allow the judges to proceed with their with their evaluation. Sorry. So contestants, this is your moment to inspire, educate, and demonstrate your vision for the future of saving and investing. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our first contestant. It's Biringiro Jean-Baptiste.
Greetings. Many students think that financial management is something to think about after graduation. But the truth is, learning these skills is very important and is very great point to think about, which help us to create our future. As students, we receive money from our parents, from our relatives, friends, from our scholarships, and from part-time jobs. However, without financial literacy skills, we are going to spend our money carelessly, and after we struggle financially. This is why we need financial literacy skills. Let me give you my experience. At 16 age, I started saving. I was in secondary school, but I take a portion of my pocket money and put it aside. From that time, I can buy for myself school material without requiring my parents. You think? Today, I am doing my university studies. I am receiving my monthly living allowance. Now, I save 10,000 per month. And I am expecting that within 12 months, I will have 120,000. Do you think this is a little? No. This is not. From that amount, I can buy a bonds. You know that the minimum amount to buy a bond is 100,000. It means now I am capable to buy bonds at that time. There are 3 reasons that I want you to know. First one is about budgeting. As young professionals, we need to plan. We need to know how to use our money. We need to set our financial goals. Second one, saving. I don't care how much we earn, but we need to save a little as possible. As long as we have little money, we need to save to be saved in the future. The third one is about investing. After accumulating our savings, we need to invest. This is allocating our money in assets. We can buy bonds and other different securities after saving for a certain period. Let's pay ourselves in every earning we make. Let's take control of ourselves. Let's build the future we don't have to stress about. Take back your microphone. MC.
Over to you, judges.
I expected the youth to do something for him, right? Yeah, that's better. Thank you so much, Jean-Baptiste. Man, you just did it. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll ask the judges. For those of you who don't know, in public speaking, what he just delivered is a prepared speech. And he chose his own topic and he has just delivered it. So we have a few questions from the judges. 2 minutes. Thank you.
Judge Alice.
Thank you, Jean-Baptiste. The first question is to ask you about 2 or 3 examples of institution within capital market ecosystem in Rwanda.
Thank you. The first one is Rwanda Capital Market Authority, which is in charge of regulating, licensing, and looking for capital markets. Thank you. The second one, there is BNL, National Bank of Rwanda. The third one is Rwanda Stock Exchange. Thank you.
Judge Eric.
Yes, thank you very much. The second question, do you think that you should start invest early? And so you give some reason why to invest early.
I should start early because investing earlier, it allows man to grow. For example, today, if I invest 100,000 and they are paying me 10% of that amount, at the end of the year, it will be 110,000. And it will be compounded as the period goes. So investing area, it is very important as it allows man to grow and you accumulate more income as the period goes. Thank you.
Judge Jean-Paul. It's only 2 questions. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our first contestant, Giringiro Jean-Baptiste. He had a topic of financial literacy for students. Thank you. And up next, before I welcome this contestant, in order not to distract someone, if someone gives a good idea or a presentation, instead of clapping, let's just do this. One more time, let's do it. You can clap after the presentation. Thank you. Can we repeat it? Just imagine I've just given a good idea. Thank you. And up next, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome Hirgwa Izaki. He has a topic of young investor. One more time, Hirgwa Izaki. Not yet in the room. You can move on. Let's welcome Shimimana Marthe. She has a topic of why starting Beats being a math genius. Why starting Beats being a math genius. Shimimana Marthe.
I think everyone is looking at me with my head. So I wanted to ask you, Do you know that young people in this room sit on a diamond mine? Most of us don't know. But we think as young people, we think we are broke, we think we don't have money, we think we are still young to invest, but that's not it. We have the ability and the opportunity to start with our small money to invest. Let me tell you a story of mine. When I was a student in 3 years ago in year 1, I met this person. He told me about how to invest. And there were students who wanted to continue my studying. And I know my parents will not afford the money to give me the allowance that I will need. So that he told me about Arena Terambere Fund. He told me that they start to invest with 200,000 only. So that I started to investing. I wanted to continue my studies. So I invested. So now I am finishing my studies. You know that, let me give you a let us imagine. There is this person with 30 years old and he's a math genius. He studied a complex mathematics and he's studying for capital market. And there is this young student with 20 years. He started to invest with 20 years. This student with 20 years, he started to invest when he's still young. Do you think that math genius and that student with 20 years who started to invest without knowing complex math is the one who will have he will be the one who will have more money in the future, more than that who keep studying the complex math than that student who started now. That's why I was telling you that it is better to start now than to be a genius math who started after 10 years when that student started on 20.
Over to you, judges. You done?
Let us appreciate Marthe. Thank you so much, Marthe. Thank you.
Thank you.
The math genius can be beaten by somebody who is not a math genius.
Yes.
When it comes to wealth creation. Thank you. We have 2 questions for you, and I'll take the first one. Every one of us has financial goals that they would like to achieve one day. What steps would you take, or would you advise us to take to get to that goal? Thank you.
As a young student, for young people, I can tell them to start investing in bonds, because when you invest in bonds, you will give them a debt, they will give you an interest after. If you invest like 10,000, they will give you interest. You will meet like 1 year, have more than money that you put it in that.
Mark, tell me, give me a number of things you would consider if you want to invest in a company.
The things I will consider to invest in company, the first one, I will choose the company who have the authority from capital market authority. The second one, I choose a company whose they inform people about their shares in public. Thank you.
Let
Thank you
us
so much.
appreciate Martha. Thank you.
One more time, put your hands together for Martha. And the next contestant has a topic of invest early, enjoy later. Please put your hands together as we welcome Maniraguha Protegen. A reminder.
I have a powerful message for you today. Invest early, enjoy later. As a young generation, we have a dream in our mind of owning our houses, supporting our families, achieve financial stabilities. But the question we have is that the question we have now is how we can turn our dream, how we can make our dream into reality. The answer is that the growth of Rwanda capital market in this time, so we have where to invest, we have where to buy bonds, shares in the company, we have to take a part in collective investment scheme, which is growing in nowadays. The example for collective investment scheme now, for example, RNIT, where you can invest in or you can take a part in Iterambere Fund, and also in bigger capital where you can participate in Aguka. So, as young investors, we have to invest early and enjoy later. So investment is not for rich people. That's also, it's for everyone. So allow me to share for my financial experience. When I was a little kid, at least 6 years, when I was in P1, I passed well school exam and my mother gave me 1,000 francs. I gained many ideas. I started to think I can buy cakes and biscuit and enjoy with my relatives. But I really like to be together with chicken, play with chicken. So I decided to buy one chicken. Later on, I care on, I rear, I protect it. So after 6 years, when I was in P6, I bought a car, a cow. That's the first time. A cow, not a car. Okay. I continue my studies. So I care on cow after finishing my secondary school. That is the first time I bought first plot of land in Kamwanye. So right now I have more than one plot of lands. So investment is not for rich people only, is for all. Invest early, enjoy later. So today, as Rwanda capital market grow, we have many areas to invest. Now you can buy bonds, shares, then you let your money grow. As you grow, so we are still young. That money accumulate at 30 or 40 or 50 years, you will be rich. You will stay safe and enjoy what you built at your young age. So save early or invest early, enjoy later. Back to you, MC.
Thank you so much. Invest early, enjoy later. Over to you, judges. Judge Alice.
Thank you, Hirwa.
Maniraguha.
Oh, sorry, Protegen. Yeah, I like your statement and the way you mentioned that investing and saving, it's not for rich people. So you told us about your examples, how you invested back in years, but for now, we know you're still at uni, but when you finish and you get a job, tell us how would you budget for your first salary?
So for my first salary, not only like to get salary, also after leaving this state also, I integrate my investment to the capital, to Rwanda capital market. I start to buy shares. So if I get a first salary, I plan to save first money. I keep my money for also that kind of investment, because also I will buy shares in some institution listed on Rwanda Stock Exchange. So the remaining ones, I will support my families and solve my daily problem. So my needs, basic needs.
Thank you, Protegen. The second question is, what financial mistake have you seen elders around you, and what you will do differently?
Repeat again.
So, in your family and the people around you, on financial literacy and financial education, the way they manage the money. If you see some practice that you see that maybe was not very appropriate, and how you do it better tomorrow when we have your first salary.
Okay. What goes wrong in my financial journey is management of what I have. So because I was still students, even I start investment when I still a young at 6 years, so management is difficult. So I meet with different challenges where I start to lose my money because I don't able to manage it. I think the one time I spent 10K just for my friends. That is financial illiterate at that time due to I'm still young. So I have to collect it now because I'm mature enough. I know how to build it financial. So instead of losing my money, spending on unnecessary things, so I will bought a share. So I will buy shares and bonds instead of buying unnecessary things.
Thank you, Protégène. I want to do a follow-up question on that. And maybe just so that you advise those of us that are not youth, what advice do you have for parents or adults in the room that have made financial mistakes? How would you advise them to rectify or correct those mistakes? Thank you.
If I understand where you ask me how I can advise others about the mistakes they have done. Oh, thank you. The first of all, sorry for the adult people. They developed in generation where the investment is still low and they don't have much formation for where to invest. But also they can start also now because they're still alive. Even though they are old, they can invest also. What they invest now, it can solve the problem of his or her families later on. We don't know. So the advising a youth to correct the mistakes done by elder generation of not investment early. So as a young generation, we have to invest early, let money grow, so and enjoy later.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Maniraguha Protégène. And the next up is Ishimwe Senga Christian with the topic, if you can't start a business, own a piece of it. A quick reminder, just like this, no claps. Snap your fingers.
I want to ask you all a simple question. How many of you had a dream of starting their business, their own businesses? Yeah, I can bet at some point in life, each one of us had a thought of creating something new. Like a restaurant, maybe a clothing brand, a hair salon, or a tech startup. And for me, I even reached to the extent where I thought about creating a police station. Yeah, we've all have been there. But let me ask you another question. How many of us actually started one? For most of us, probably not yet. And the reason here is very interesting. It was not because lack of good ideas. It was not due to lack of strong ambition, but it was due to a very simple thing: the capital. I used to sit all day long, imagining myself as a business owner, thinking about ideas that could change the world, and imagining myself getting money from those same businesses. But as a student living on monthly allowance for basic needs, the obstacle was always the same. There was not enough capital to put those ideas to life. So I kept postponing the idea, I kept postponing the dream, and I always told myself, maybe I will start a business after graduation. Or maybe I will start it when I get a job. Or maybe when I save more money. But it was until when I realized one thing. If I can't start my business, I could still own a piece of one. A few months ago, I learned about capital market in Rwanda. I discovered that with so little money, around 10,000 Rwandan francs, you can buy one company on Rwanda Stock Exchange. You can be a shareholder. Last month, that's when I bought my first shares. And for the very first time, I felt like a business owner. I owned a piece in one of the popular businesses that you see in Rwanda. And I stopped seeing myself as just a consumer, but an investor who is supporting both the business and the country's economy. But the biggest benefit there was not the possible returns that would come with my investment. The biggest benefit here was the financial discipline that proceeded. The same portion of money I was in. Today, I still want to start my own business. Still, I really need a business. But until that day comes, I'm not sitting idle. I'm learning, I'm investing, and I'm actually participating in a business. And my simple message for you all here: don't wait to build wealth when you start a business. If you can't own one, you can own a piece of one. Over to you, MC.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Judges, over to you. Judge Agnes?
Yes.
You're so excited about asking the
I
next
am
question.
super impressed. Thank you. But we still have some questions for you, Ishimwe. And we would want to ask you to give us 2 ways how you would efficiently save. And please explain your answer.
That's a wonderful question. First of all, there are more ways of saving, but I would first save through collective investment schemes. This is less risky, It is less risky than other investment assets. As you get money, you are guaranteed money every year, every time there is a rate that you should get at the money you invested, based on the money invested. And that's the first. And the second one is through investing, as I did, investing in equities. This is because mostly Rwandan equities, they are very safe. There is less volatility, and the potential returns, sometimes they increase, as we have seen recently. For example, in BK, from 2020 to 2026, in the period of 6 years, the return is over 400% increase. So there have been no reduction on the prices over those whole years. The person who invested 100,000 now is having over 400,000. So those are my two ways that I can use to invest.
Thank you, Christian. Since a month ago, you are now used to how the stock market works. So I want you to tell us why you think listed companies should regularly share their information with the public.
Thank you. Yeah, that really relates to me as an investor. So as an investor, I'm putting my money in the business, and I'm not just an investor. I'm the part of the business owner. I have the right to know the profitability of the business I'm investing to. I have to know the return on equity. I have to know the trends over the month and years over time. So those are the things that are included in the financial reports, and I have right to know those statistics as an investor, to know how the business I'm investing in is growing or if it is failing, so I can know how I can act accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you so much. One more time. Put your hands together for Ishimwe Senga Christian. Guys, are we enjoying the contestants? The ideas? Really? Really? A reminder. Team Rwanda.
One team.
Mwabyibagiwe. Team Rwanda.
One team.
One team.
Team Rwanda.
Team Rwanda.
One team.
One team.
Team Rwanda.
Since we're having a very long day, I kindly need everyone to stand up. Please, let's refresh. Dufite umunsi muremure tutaza. Dukeneye no gukora agasiporo gake gake. Please, kindly stand. You're free to stretch, and because we're having another great session coming in. Are we ready for today? One more time. If you're ready, clap once. Clap once. 2 times. 3 times. 1 time. 2 times. Thank you. So at this time, ku buhanga bw'inyuma dushyiremo akazi gatoya, turagaruka mu kanya gato cyane. As we continue our university challenge competition, allow me once again to welcome, last but not least, Hirgwa Izaki. She has a topic of young investor. So let's welcome the young investor, Hirgwa Izaki. Yes, louder than that.
Do you know what I regret in life? Is that I just used a little piggy bank to save for my savings, for my future. It's just I used a little piggy bank just to plan for my future. Then years later, one friend of mine came to me and said, Isa, aren't you rich? I know you have been saving for more than 10 years. And I laughed. I said, you don't know. I'm actually poor. All the money I saved, I used them to buy junk foods. 2 days later, I'll go there and just break it. Break that small piggy bank and eat all the money I saved for my future. And she was really surprised and she said, don't you know capital market? And I said, what? Capital market is what? And she said, capital market is where you can buy bonds and shares. That really got my mind and went home. When I went home, I just did a small research. Guess what? What was my feedback after that small research? I said, why didn't I know it earlier? I should have been a young investor. I should have been that one young investor in a country. I just found that by saving my money in bonds, by buying shares, they can provide a dividend, just a small money, the interest to my savings. Yeah, that really got my attention. And also, I found that real dividend I put in, that little bond I bought will increase its price at market. Once the country's economy goes well, also my bond will increase. Really, I got surprised. Then I said, why didn't I be a young investor? I should be in the top 10 Rwandan young investors. Then after, I wondered, okay, this sounds like perfect. It should be for only rich people, for me young person can't. But after my deep research, I found that a small bond, a one bond, is worth like 100 Rwandan francs. The money I can afford, the money my dad can give to me. Yeah, it was really surprising. And I said, why? Why didn't I know it earlier? Why? Then after all that research, after even knowing that my dividend, I can use it to buy another bond, I got really impressed and said, I should be a young investor. So as this young generation should spend their money instead of just buying small things, just instead of only saving their money in banks or at home, just invest, be a young investor. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The best time to plant a tree is today. It's the second best time to plant a tree is today. So, invest. Back to MC.
Thank you so much, Key. Over to you, judges.
Yes, the first question, I would like you to tell us which company listed at the stock exchange would you buy shares in and why?
Okay. The company I would buy shares in is Bralirwa. Because as its publications, it says that their bonds, their shares are increasing at time. Like few years later, their bonds were costing little money, but today is about, okay, I can't say exact number because I don't know it, but it is much higher. And also, it is giving much dividend compared to other companies. So I will choose Bralirwa because it is really doing well this time.
Thank you, Irwa. The second question is the following. In the future, maybe we will become a CEO. And as CEO, you have on some occasion to raise money for your company. In this case, if you need, for example, to buy a machine, will you prefer to issue a share to raise the money, to issue shares, or to borrow through bonds? Which one and why? Thank you.
For me now, I'm a CEO. What I will do as a CEO is to use money from bonds. Because bonds is like, okay, selling shares is like selling the ownership. But selling bonds is like borrowing money or borrowing money from someone. So I would prefer to sell bonds at market instead of selling my ownership to the company. So I'll choose bonds.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Key. You may kindly go back to your seat. Outstanding confidence, knowledge, and innovation were on display today. Please put your hands together in appreciation with a big round of applause to all our contestants, 5 of them. It was really amazing. And now we invite our esteemed panel of judges to complete their evaluation as I welcome back Jackie Lumbasi.
Thank you very, very much, Brian, and thank you guys for being a wonderful audience. When Brian said we should appreciate the contestants, I didn't hear that. Can we please do it better? As I keep saying, especially the people at the back, the guys in white, you know. And let's appreciate the judges as well for the great work they've done. Judges, we're going to release you as you do the compilation. Then we will wait to hear from you later. You'll give us the names of the awardees. Thank you so much. As the judges resume their seats and conclude their work, we're going into a panel discussion. Before we do that, I would love to appreciate those that have joined us online. Thank you so much. We are live on different platforms, and I'll specifically mention the CMA YouTube channel. I saw lots of comments coming through. Thank you, Eva, and others that have commented. Wherever you are watching us from, please share the link and have others be part of the event as it goes on today. Our hashtag is Capital Markets Youth Forum. Please use that hashtag anywhere online. We will find your message and respond to it. We are going into a panel conversation. I will invite the moderator, who will in turn invite the panelists. Now, this panel discussion is titled From Saving to Investing. Saving to Investing. It's my greatest honor to invite Dr. Manzi on stage. Dr. Manzi will then invite the panelists and take it on. Let's appreciate Dr. Manzi.
morning. Please, you're welcome. Let's welcome Isaac. And the third one, Mr. Andre, is around. Thank you, my colleague panelist. And Jackie, you said it well. Today's session is titled From Savings to Investment: How Young People Can Shape the Future Through Capital Markets. If I recall well, during the CEO's remarks, he said that capital markets is for all of us, not only for youth. So I have one question for people here of my generation, not youth. Who can volunteer to answer the question? Not a youth. Josephine, can you volunteer?
They must volunteer before
Thank you,
ask the
Josephine.
question.
We heard from one of the contestants that there is a slogan that invest earlier and enjoy later. So that is for youth. But for Josephine and others, it's about how are you enjoying? Because we assume that you have invested some times back. Tell us your story.
Thank you so much, Dr. Manzi. How am I enjoying? Practically, how I'm enjoying is through my children who are also, some of them are becoming youth. So I have 2 children, a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old girl. So through this youth forum, I learned something. And I was sharing it with my colleagues during a breakfast. I learned through the RNIT team. I think the CEO was talking to the youth and he was encouraging them to save like this. So I was like, why don't I grab the idea and take it back home? So that's exactly what I did. I went, sat my children down, and I was like, if you perform to this level, you're going to unlock this kind of reward. I didn't know the impact up until I saw the term ending. And my son is like, I am down by only 3 points to unlock 50,000 that I would take to RNIT. The girl is a bit more sharp. She's like, this money I'm going to be winning every after 3 months. So that is exactly what happened. We went to RNIT, we opened up the accounts, and every term we put money. Another example is that on, say, for example, birthdays, instead of them going for ice cream or any other advantage, they would rather get that 20,000 and put it in RNIT. So I think I am shaping a generation behind me. For the 20 years that I lost, I am planting the tree now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Josephine. Our MC, Jackie Lumbasi, you have been working with CMA for the last 3 years or 4 years. Can you tell us your experience? How much have you invested? And how are you enjoying the results?
Thank you, Dr. Manzi. I am a late bloomer. You know, you'll think that because I've been working with CMA for a long time, I have also been saving for a long time. That will be a lie. Yeah, it will be a lie. I have just started saving. It's a few years ago. I'm enjoying the saving part. I have not yet started enjoying the fruits, but I have certainly seen a difference in how I am managing my finances now. And I'll attribute that to CMA and Rwanda Stock Exchange for sure. I am now planning and budgeting for my money better. I don't do the random shoppings that I would do. I don't just give out the little that I have randomly. So everything is very calculated. Yeah. And I am sure I might not have the later that is very long to enjoy, but I'm certain that the few years of my life that are left, I will live well, better than I did for the larger part of my life.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mazi.
Yes. Actually, capital markets is a new concept, not only for youth, but even for adults. Personally, I started to hear about capital market just a few years ago, 2 to 3 years. And I realized that we need to be educated, all of us, not only youth, on capital market. Emmanuel Masantura, welcome. We need to understand what capital market is. What exactly are capital markets and why should young people care about them?
Thank you very much. I don't know if you can hear me. Yes. So let me say the capital market is just the avenue. It's a platform, a financial platform where people with money or the fund can be found by those people who are in need of that money. And those people who are in need of that money are people who are in business. They have ideas, they have businesses, and they want to grow their businesses. Now, those people who have excess money are providing that money to those people who have business and they want to grow their businesses through that platform, which is the capital market. And today we have a lot of products on the capital market, and Rwanda Stock Exchange that was established more than 15 years ago. It was established with that vision of at least bringing together the money and the businesses so that we can have the economy. This is what we call the push for the growth. The push for the growth of the economy, but also the push for the growth of the businesses. And young people today have a chance. They will have the opportunity because most of people who have been given a chance to speak here, not the youth, the adults one, they were saying, yes, they have heard about this this opportunity, but it was like something that it was not clear. And today, Jackie has said that few years ago he started investing in this market, but also with the example of Josephine, that she's correcting the mistakes she did in the past by at least, yes, I know she's investing also for herself and the family, but she's correcting that mistake through investing for the children. And trust me, when you invest for the children, there is this chance of growth that comes from what we call compounding interest. That is found on the capital market through the products which are available in that market. And this is why I come to your second part of the question, telling the youth, the students, that if you start today to invest, to save on in different products that are available at the capital market, it is your chance to correct most of the mistakes that were done by most of us. Why? I will give you an example of a person who saves at least 100,000 Rwandan francs. 100,000. I'm not saying everyone is capable of saving 100,000. So if I say 100,000, you calculate the money that you can manage to save. So let me take an example of 100,000 Rwandan francs per month. This 100,000 per month is just 24 million Rwandan francs in just 20 years. So for a student who is below 20 today, a student who is 16, 17, 18, after 20 years, you would have invested. I'm saying, like, if you decide to save 100,000 per month, it will be 24 million that you have invested or saved. But let's say you invested this money in a product which is at the capital market as well. This is the RNIT, Iterambere Fund, which provides an interest of above 11%. You will have in your account more than 86 million Rwandan francs after 20 years. You just invested 24 million Rwandan francs, but you have 86 million Rwandan francs after 20 years. That is the money most people at 40 now, today, if you are given that money at 40, it's a very enough capital for any business that you are thinking in this country. Am I lying? Am I lying?
No.
Given 86 million Rwandan francs, and then you keep complaining that you're poor, it won't be something that is happening physically. So it will be somewhere where you are poor because you can't manage 86 million Rwandan francs in this economy that has a lot of opportunities. So this is just one example of the benefits of investing in a place where there is a compounding interest, and investing when you are young, so that you can start benefiting at a late age. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mansantura. Actually, many people think that investing or capital markets is just for wealthy people, like Emmanuel here. Is that true?
Okay, so first of all, I'm not even rich. I'm still struggling, but let me tell you,
you're still investing.
I'm still struggling. Yes. I invest, and I correct also my the mistakes that I did when I was young, and when I got the information and I did not use it well. There is this picture on Google. If you have a phone, what you search, you write there, I will invest. I will start when I'm ready. Just write that word on the internet. You will see the pictures. There are 5 people, 5 pictures, but one you cannot say it's a person. It's a scar of a person who is dead. That is when where the word start is. Meaning, when is the first word, and it's the only word in that statement that has time implication in it. But then you find start, it's at the person who is dead already. You know? So when you think you're going to start tomorrow, it's something that it's a myth. And when you think that you have little, it's another myth. Now, if you have what you call little today, little, let's say 2,000 Rwandan francs. The unit at RNIT Fund is at 274 Rwandan francs. 1 unit. That is what we call net asset value of the unit. If you have 2,000, you can invest that 2,000 in RNIT Fund. If you have 10,000, you can invest in shares. There are some shares at the Rwanda Stock Exchange of different companies that are listed at the market, which you can just use your 10,000 and you start to be the owner of one of the companies which are listed there. So starting with just 2,000, you can start today with that just 2,000, and you become rich and enjoy your future, as my colleague said in his presentation. So investing is not for the rich people. Investing is for everyone. Yes. And the CEO of the Capital Market Authority, Mr. Romeo, stipulated it, saying this business, this capital market is for everyone. And when I say it's for everyone, it means it's for even that person who is not yet born. You can start imagining and you think of the name that you are going to give that person, you go to one of the products that are there, you open that account in that name of the person who is not yet born, and then you open an account, you start saving and investing for that person, and when that person comes to the world, he comes or she comes as a millionaire. So we are creating millionaires. And to conclude with this, we have been with the CMA and other partners moving around across the country, talking to different people. I personally initiated a project in these campaigns that I want to see at least 1 millionaire that I created in these areas. 1 millionaire. In 1 millionaire in each and every district. We have 30 districts.
Yes.
And
30 millionaires.
30 millionaires.
Okay.
Initiated through the conversations that we're having. So whenever we went to the hall and there is a woman who came with a baby there, I encouraged the mother to start saving. I open an account for her, and she starts saving for that kid. And in that course, for the whole year, if she does it consistently, we see, when we say it's consistent, we mean if it's 2,000 per day, and then maybe sometimes you don't find 2,000 every day, you save at least 14,000 in a week. If you don't save 14,000 in a week, you manage to save 60,000 Rwandan francs per month. That is 2,000 per day, actually.
Yes.
Some people don't say they cannot manage to get 2,000 per day. But then sometimes you have 20,000 in your Momo account. If you save that 20,000 on that day, you are saving the 2,000 for that day, and the more 2,000 for more than 9 days that you are not going to have that money to save. So I decided that these parents, if they start saving consistently, at the end of the year, we will see that person who was consistent, the money that will be missing, I will complete it to have 1 million. And that project is about 10 million Rwandan francs.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you.
Just one message, last message to youth here.
Yes. For the youth, I was once in the university and I heard a story about Ikimina. You see, at that moment we had Uduhene. You know Uduhene? Small bikes, you know? So I heard the story about saving for Uduhene, and I ignored it at that moment. One person who told me that story is called Musinga. Today owns some of these buses you see around. He started with Uduhene, saving for Uduhene, buying one, and then later two. And then when I started working, he had already bought a taxi voiture just because of the saving. In 3 years, he had a taxi voiture. So I can assure you that if you think you are going to start tomorrow, you are mistaken. Start today. When you hear such a good information from people who did a lot of mistakes, who are encouraging you to correct the mistakes and avoid to go through the ways that we went through, or maybe those people who are giving you the experiences that they managed to achieve a lot, try to listen carefully and implement what you hear. The best ideas is to invest today, now, when you are hearing that story. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. A round of applause to Emmanuel. Thank you. Mr. Andre, capital market, it's about wealth creation and financial independence. Can you tell us the difference between savings and investment?
It's a good afternoon now. Okay, so it's a good question because since morning, that two terms has been used so many times, and probably trying to explain different things. And they talked about it, allow me probably to use non-technical term, because when it's mixed with the technical term, that's where we start basically confusing. So both of that term, they differ from starting with the purpose. You have the money. There's what you're going to use that money. What purpose? Basically, you're putting that money aside. Now, when it starts with putting money on side, because of I have 10,000, I know I can use 5,000 today, but I will need another 5,000 tomorrow. Let me put this 5,000 tomorrow aside because I know I'm going to use it tomorrow. So that is saving. You're saving for tomorrow. You're saving because I have some portion of money today I can use, but I need other money I'm going to use tomorrow. You're saving mainly to pay for the bill, to pay the expenses, to pay the tuition fees. So that's what, in a simple term, I can explain for saving. Because the purpose you're doing it is just because you know I need this money tomorrow. So, but when it becomes to investing, it's not because I need this money tomorrow. I need this money to grow. So it's no longer from, let me put aside this money. I'm going to need it tomorrow to do something. I need this money to multiply and grow in time. So today I put aside 10,000, but I need this money to grow, work for me, grow for me. It become maybe 1 million at one time. So basically, in a simple language, without going back into too technical, that's how I see saving from investing, and which reason why all start with your purpose, with your goals. Once you have defined that, now you know where you're going to put your money. So sometimes we put our money in bank, we call it saving. By the time it starts earning interest, actually now is no longer a saving, is investment, because the money is growing, money is generating an income, is generating an interest, an interest to it. So we need to differentiate the two. And once you start differentiating the two, it helps you to know, okay, now if I have this money, how am I going to allocate it? Where do I put it? Because when you're saving, you're not growing the money, you're preserving your money. You don't want that you don't want to lose it. But when you invest, you want to grow, but the growth comes with a risk. You can grow, you cannot grow. So basically, in a simple term, I'll explain in
Thank you very much. Yes. Yeah. So savings good, investment is better, right? Can you tell us about common mistakes do young people do when investing?
I'll say again 2 things. The young people, when probably they can start investing. So ideally it starts with when you start generating income, because again you need to have the money to do investment, but you need money also to be able to save. However, one of the great mistakes they also talked about it in the earlier discussions is waiting too long to start. They talked about that for young people, investing is not about the money, but it's about the time. Yes. I think they used that this morning, and the reason being is because when you invest, you need the money to grow, but you need also to give it time to grow, because you can't invest today, then you need that money to grow tomorrow. So in a financial terms, that comes with the time horizon. So basically, when do you need that money in the future? So for the young people, it's not about how much I invest, it's about how much time can I invest this money. So he mentioned if you invest 100, you're going to get millions after 20 years. So if I'm 60 years today, I know probably within 5 years' time, I'm going for retirement. And at that time, I'm not going to keep my money in an investment for the next 20 years. Because after 20 years, probably I'm not sure what is going to happen. So, but if you're 15, now you know that in 20 years, there's a high probability that I'll still up there, and this money is going to grow. So I believe one of the mistake is basically not to start early, because the money grow compound with the time. Another thing is ignoring financial education and financial literacy. So these days, we do have a lot of information and tools and platform. We are on TikTok, we are on Instagram, we are on every social media, and there's too much information in there. So the question is, which one are you going to choose to follow? So the more you understand financial literacy, she mentioned about educating the kids that, it actually is no longer about this money I'm giving you to buy cake, but you can also save and grow your money. So you can't invest if you don't know investment, if you don't know that it can able to give you return, and which we should appreciate what the Capital Market Authority and all the partners are doing for this young generation, because some of us in our time, we never have this opportunity. So it's so amazing. It doesn't matter how we explain it, but these young people were talking about finance. So it's amazing. When you go in our education today, in primary school, in a high school, they don't teach us money. They teach us math, they teach us science, so we don't talk about money. We don't talk about investing. So I do believe one of therefore a mistake the young people does is not probably in most of the things they are following, also to try to go into financial news. So last week we were with Rwanda Finance in one of the tour they does in the university school here in Rwanda, talking about the financial market, the Rwanda market, and the division. When we are at university, when these people come to speak to us, sometimes we say, okay, that is wasting time. So you don't want to listen to that. So basically, successful investing is just about finding the perfect, but I'm more also sometimes avoiding those mistakes and being able to invest early and being able to follow the financial news, to be able to follow the people who talk about money, who talk about financials, because it gives you a sense of understanding. Basically, you know what, actually, I have alternative. Instead of spending this 10,000, if I put aside 5,000, I eat 5,000, the 5,000 is going to grow in 20 years and become probably $1 million, and I become a millionaire. So I do believe among of what I've spoken, so those also other addition I can provide.
Thank you very much, Mr. Andre. Maybe a last small question from the slogan, invest early, enjoy later. How early can someone invest? In one word.
A tough question, because we tell people to invest and save, but they should have what to invest and save. So basically, the starting early is as soon as you start earning income, because and earning income, it doesn't necessarily means you have a job you have to do. I think one of the contestants today said that from the money the parent they gave to him and what he got from the scholarship, he put aside some of it and be able to start investing. So basically, by the time you start touching money coming in your hands, you need to decide, okay, should I eat all this man and goes, or should I put a small piece of it aside? So as soon as you start receiving the money, so the better you start, because it's correlated to the power of compounding, as we talked about the time period. So I do believe that's probably the early time. It doesn't have to be 5. It doesn't have to be 10. It has to be when you have something coming in your pocket. So can you start now?
It's now. Yeah. Thank you very much. Some clap for Mr. Andre. Thank you, Andre. Nowadays, actually, capital market have new concepts. We heard about technology, cryptocurrency, bitcoins. We have a digital asset. We have heard about that, technology and innovation. Isaac, tell us, how is digital technology transforming access to capital market?
Just okay, good. Yeah, so that's a broad question. Very broad. Technology and digital currency are, in my view, a massive enabler, significant enabler. I hope you can hear me okay. There we go. But if used correctly. I like to call technology fire when I do the work that I do. Technology is like fire.
Yes.
Because fire, when utilized correctly, can propel humans to the moon when used correctly. Rwanda is looking to power ourselves with nuclear energy in the near future. That's fire.
Yes.
Fire that can light homes throughout the country for years at a go, clean. But misused fire can burn down everything you know and love completely, no stone on top of another. So the question about tech enablement, blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, is one element. Digitized money, like our mobile network operators provide us. The conversations, state-level conversations about a national digital currency.
Yes.
This make it easy for us to interact with money. It make us easy to put our money on a phone and dial a short code and invest with capital markets or with a fund, a unit trust or mutual fund. Ease of access allows more and more people across socioeconomic classes to access capital markets and to access financial instruments, which is amazing. The problem is if we don't build a culture, if we don't build a normalcy around using our money for growth. So having a spending culture is what is injuring most of us across generations. Most of us have a work culture at the office.
Yes.
This is how we behave in our office. Most of us have a culture at home. This is how we behave as a member of this family. What is our culture when you get your money? How does the way you use your money represent who you are and what you believe in? Because the way we use our money is a vote for what our character is. What are we saying about who we are? What are we saying about our future as a home? A future as a nation is deeply rooted in the way that we spend, the culture that we have around our spending. So I'm a big fan of what Capital Markets has been doing. I'm honored to be here and thank you for the invitation. I am so encouraged by all the young people who are taking this so seriously because your youth and your culture around spending is what empowers you to use the tools like technology available to make a better future for yourself and for our nation.
Thank you very much. So, thank you. FinTech, it's about fire, and we need to be careful about the fire. Can FinTech or the fire innovations help bridge the gap between youth and investment opportunities?
I mean, the short answer is yes, but I'll draw back to my initial statement. We were doing Muganda the other day. Let's move away from technical conversation. We're doing Muganda the other day. I was with my little girl, and we were slashing. And the grass, it's dry season, so the grass is tough.
Yes.
And so we, as a community, what we decided is to find somebody who will bring the motor cutter and mow the grass for us, and we collect it and throw it away. The grass cutter, the more modern technology of cutting grass compared to slashing, it's a tool. But if I insist on slashing with a slasher, if I refuse to use the tool,
Yes.
if I refuse to learn the tool, if I refuse to incorporate the tool in the way I do my day-to-day activities, then the tool's existence doesn't automatically benefit me. So there's an education element. There's a culture habit element. What do we do? We're going to do this thing. What's the best tool to use? And then to be able to be consistent in the habit, in the culture of using technology to access financial instruments. It's not good enough to just learn about a tool. It's not good enough to just learn about finance. It's critical for us to implement it every single day into the way we do what we do. So if we have a fintech solution that's providing us a platform to save our money, we don't have to run to the bank every month. And we can automate using that tool. Somebody, we were asked about how young should we start?
Yes.
As young as we touch money. As young as my 3-year-old child. We had an example from Christine about Josephine, sorry,
Yes.
about her children, saving for them, teaching them at that young age. You have succeeded in this task I've given you to earn your 50,000. Now transfer it, *11 whatever it is,
Yes.
whatever hashtag, short code it is. Use that and implement that when you are 5 years old, 10 years old, however young you are, so that by the time you reach, I used to have a lot of hair. It used to be there. By the time you reach us, I know you had hair like me as well. We're together. By the time you reach older, you have a instituted habit, an instituted culture, making use of technology to implement these habits that will promote you to a enjoy later lifestyle.
Thank you very much. To use the technology or these fintechs, we need some skills, right? What skills will future investors need in this digital economy?
Technical skills are good, and we are learning them in school. I'm pretty sure all of you have up-to-date technical skills. AI is the conversation now.
Yes.
Staying up to date. Again, for those who still have hair. But I like to call personal finance or finance management, personal finance management. I like to call it a soft skill. Because it's a management of your own personal resource, like managing your time or relationships. Yes, there's the science of finance. That's true. But the science of finance, there's a saying that I enjoy, just because you're a doctor. I hope I will not offend any medical doctors in the room. Just because you're a doctor, it doesn't mean that you're healthy. Just because you're a doctor, it doesn't mean that you're healthy. Just because you understand capital markets doesn't mean you're going to implement. Just because you intellectually know that you should save, and there's a difference between saving and investing, doesn't mean that you will do it. That's why I come back to the statement about culture. What we do with our money as soon as we get it. So hard skills that you learn in school, that you learn from a book, that you can learn from an app on your phone, those are good. But being able to control yourself, one of the young people said, we're young and we have friends and we have to go out. Just because you have money, doesn't mean you can afford to go out. Just because you have 10K doesn't mean you can afford to spend that 10K. Just because the money is available doesn't mean that it is available for anything. And these are the skills which tend to be the most evasive for human beings across all income levels and education levels. You can be broke at a high level, people. It's very possible to be broke in a Mercedes. And in fact, worse than broke. Because broke is not the worst.
Yes.
Worse than broke is exceeding debt, which is very, very possible. Unmanageable debt. So please, focusing on the skills to learn technology, to learn solutions, to learn digital assets, all of this is excellent. But underneath that, foundationally, it's your ability to manage yourself, your appetites, and plan for today and tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Back to you, Emmanuel. I know that you are very familiar with the capital market ecosystem in Rwanda.
Sure.
What can we do differently to attract more young people?
Thank you very much. I would say to speak their language, because this money thing has been there before them, and they found us with our ways of living and the languages that were set before them, and they have their own ways of communicating, of learning, of applying what they learn. But we have been consistently speaking to these young people using our own ways of communication, which is not clicking in their heads completely. So one thing that is very important today is to try to speak their language. And one way of doing this is training them to train others. So allowing them to train us on about how they speak, how they communicate. That's one thing. Allowing them to teach us, because we have a lot to learn from them as well. That's one. Two, now using the language that they have taught us to teach them it really ripped. So when we decided to open an account on TikTok, we used on TikTok. We used to teach to speak about speak about saving and investment, and we just see old people, which is good, of course, they are coming to correct their mistakes. But of course, they are coming to correct their mistakes. But it was hard to see young people coming to our office to ask for any information about RNIT. But when we opened an account on TikTok, within just 2 weeks, we had 6,000 followers on that account of TikTok with just 3 videos that we posted. And my my colleague called Bienvenue, he's the digital and multimedia officer at RNIT. told me, try not to be you. Speak as if you are a person of 16 or 18. And I tried hard to create a very short video, and that video went viral. Within 17 hours, it has already got the views, 1 million views. Just 1 million views.
Interesting.
So you can see how effective this approach is. Speaking their languages, communicating to them through their platforms. People think that advertising on the TV news, you are going to get access to as many Rwandans as possible. Yes, it might happen, but if you don't speak to young people where they are today, it happen. But if you don't speak to young people where they are today, go to speak to them. I mean, the young people, we are teaching them about saving, but before they learn how to save, they are discussing about DJ someone. So if you teach DJ someone about saving, and then you give him a jingle, as they are dancing in their club, they put a jingle of saving. That's their language.
Yes.
They dance as well as they while they are hearing what the message about saving. That is the way of communicating to the young people. So speaking their language is the best way of communicating to these people. But secondly, trying to influence the policymakers, especially in education, to put in the curriculum of education that at least we see the lessons that are being taught in schools from primary to secondary school and universities and colleges. We need to see the topic that talks about money, saving, investment, opportunities that are available in Rwanda and elsewhere globally. That we are supposed to start learning them when they are supposed to start to study them when they are young.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. As we are closing our session, Mr. Andre, in 10 seconds, what investment would you recommend to a young person starting with 50,000 Rwandan francs? In 10 seconds.
10 seconds is hard, but in a simple probably phase, ideally a person has, when we come to finance, a person has 2 life cycle. One of life cycle is building a human capital, and then at certain stage you can convert that human capital into financial capital, now investing, buying assets. For the young people and generations, probably one of my advice is invest in your human value. And human value give you information, give you to know like what you're doing now, knowing capital markets, knowing stock exchange, bond, you're building your human capital. Because when we start getting money now, you know where we're going to put it. So basically, invest in a human capital, because that's what is going to be converted into financial capital at certain stage.
Thank you very much. Isaac, one investment myth every young person should stop believing in 10 seconds.
In 10 seconds. Fast. Quick. If it's fast, if it's quick, leave it alone. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yes, please.
10 seconds. Please.
Five.
Okay. In 2 seconds, actually. Saving and investment is not for the money that remains after spending. So save first and then spend later. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Maybe the last questions, not for the panelists, but to our senior in the room, Celestin. You have been in the capital market for the past maybe 20 years, 15 years, more than that. By the way, I know him for the past 20 years. What will Rwanda's capital market look like in 2035? A mic, please, to the CEO of RSC.
I think the capital markets, every household will have an
Who have this, as I said earlier, a privilege, a blessing, because they're setting up for a small signing ceremony that we're going to have. It could be a small signing ceremony, but we're signing something really big. So we leave the two chairs. Small signing ceremony that we're going to have. It could be a small signing ceremony, but we're signing something really big. So we leave the two chairs, technical team. Yeah, so when you listen to people's experiences, please learn from their mistakes. You're young, you're in this room with people that have gone ahead of you, they have made mistakes, they've invested, they've had their fingers burnt. You get to learn from them so that you don't repeat their mistakes. Invest today, don't wait for tomorrow. And then remember, it's not about how much you invest. Just start and keep that as a habit. And then some common money mistakes. People starting to invest late, ignoring financial education. It's good to see many young people in the room interested in capital markets, and we hope that the interest will not die as soon as this event is finished. Let's make sure that we keep the fire burning. Also make use of the many tools available in different forms. Make use of them to gain knowledge and to fully equip yourself. That having a spending culture is what is killing us. Isaac said that. And what is your culture when you get money? Masantra also reminded us to speak the language of the young people. And don't forget to save fast and then spend later. Thank you. I hope you got to pick something from the many wonderful points that were made. To those that are watching us from home and offices, thank you for being part of the Capital Markets Youth Forum 2026. We do appreciate you. We see you. There are lots of comments that have come through. Thank you so much for being here with us, and we do hope that wherever you are, you will also keep the conversation going. At this juncture, I would love to invite the CEO of RNIT, CEO Jonathan, to give his remarks.
Thank you, Jackie. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm happy to join you, and it is always my pleasure when I meet young people. And I thank the CMA for organizing this. All protocols observed. I'm sure there are some people I should have acknowledged, but given the time I have, I want to talk to young people. And if is acceptable, I will use some Kinyarwanda. Is it allowed? Bana banje, ndabita bana banje kuko mbifitiye uburenganzira. Amahirwe mufite uyu munsi ntabwo twayagize. Murabyumva? Mwumvise abavuga amakosa yakozwe. My sister Josephine said mistakes, when somebody else said we did mistake. Nta makosa mwakoze, aya makuru ntayo twari dufite. Opportunities mufite uyu munsi nimutazikoresha, ntimuzagaruke muvuga ngo habaye amakosa. Mistakes. You have no choice. You have no room to make mistakes. Capital market itangira, natwe ubwacu ntitwabyumvaga. Ngira ngo Celestin twari kumwe, twigeze gukorana kera muri Central Bank. Dr. Ndahiro twari kumwe when this idea was coming up. Ariko natwe ubwacu twumvaga ari dream. Ariko I'm happy that the dream has come true when I'm still alive. Aya mateka rero, amahirwe mufite you people, don't misuse them. Ntimubive hano mwibwira ngo ni propaganda, ni slogan. No, this is a reality. Ibyo Josephine yababwiye by'abana, I have a live example cyangwa se testimony how it has helped me. Even last night, I was discussing with my last born. He's turning 9 tomorrow. Muzi ikintu yambwiye? We agreed in principle that ibintu bya anniversary tuzajya tubikora ari imyaka 10, 5, 10, 15, 20 like that. In between, nta fete zizajya zibaho. It's just to save for them. Now, my youngest boy, who is turning 9 tomorrow, was kind of bribing me. He said, Dad, you know, hari inkweto akunda bazita ngo iki zino bakinisha umupira, godiyo. Avuga turabizi. Godiyo zanjye zirashaje. Kandi ndabizi, you are going to save for me tomorrow. Can you do me a favor and buy me just one pair of godiyo? Nta kindi nzagusaba. Then the rest you save. Do you see how he has changed the mindset of saving? He's just turning 9 tomorrow. The good thing is that he azaza ashake ko arebe neba ko amafaranga yo koko na ya savings, and I will do it. So parents who are here, start from you. Teach your children the culture of saving. Now, the topic bambwiye kuvugaho mu by'ukuri nta nubwo ndi bubitinde kuko benshi bayivuze. Young people, nimubwire ko planning for your financial or for your future, wibwire ko uzabikora ari uko ugeze mu myaka nk'iyacu. No way. Start today. Mistakes zarakozwe, ariko today you have an opportunity not to repeat the same mistakes. Save. By the way, last week we had at work, we had a session on mental health. Twatumiye abantu bo kuganiriza abakozi bacu ku bintu bya mental health. Batubwira ko stress, even you people who are adult who are here, stress today or mental health issues, over 70% of the causes of mental health is related with money. Aramubizi, abantu benshi hanze ahangaha mubona bagenda bivugisha, bagira bati ntimwibwire ko ibibazo ngo na amadayimoni bamwe niko bavuga. No. Ibi bibazo abantu usanga bahura nabo hano ku streets, 70% are related with money mismanagement. So if you don't start planning for your money, how you manage your money today, ejo tuzakubona umuhanda wivugisha bavuge ngo na amadayimoni, kandi ari mental health related with how you have not been able to plan for your future. Starting today. Ikindi, hari issues mu miryango tugira you need for emergency, you need for ibintu biba bitunguranye. When you have not planned, you plan to fail. Now, mwavuze kuri investment. Investment simbitinda kuvuga ngo you don't invest because you have excess. No. Muribuka kera bigaga muri theory, muribuka the theory twigaga muri universities when you have the macroeconomic formula. You know, you remember it, Abiz economics. Savings plus what you get. No, you don't invest because you have excess. No, you invest before you do anything. Now, ku mafaranga yose ubonye, ubu hari formula. There's one formula I want to give you, young people. You go and read Genesis. You read the Bible? Genesis chapter 41. You read where Joseph was made in Egypt. When he was in Egypt, he was a slave from Israel, Hebrew boy. He was taken as a slave. He had some interpretation. You know the stories. But when he was made a governor of Egypt, the first thing he told them, the king, was make your people save at least 1/5 of their harvest. No kuvuga 20% y'amafaranga winjiza uko yabangana kose mutangire uyu munsi nibura 20%, niba ari 5 calculate 20%, you put it aside, save it. Namwe bakuru kandi abakuru ndabagarukaho mu kanya, please make it a target. Ibyo mukora byose nibyo bari bubaho uyu munsi cyangwa nibyo, at least 20% of it. This is biblical. Namwe wese mushaka kujya mu ijuru, udasavinga ntazajya mu ijuru, kuko ni Bibiliya ibivuga, ntabwo ari jyewe. Niba udashobora guplaningira your future uri ku isi, ubwo ijuru ryo uzarigeramo. Ariko anyway, ibyo bigarukira ahangaha. Icyo nshaka kubabwira ni uko planning is biblical. Ndabizi mwese mufite goals mwashaka kwachivinga. Ese muri mwebwe hari uzi Maria? Hari uzashaka umugore cyangwa uzashaka umugabo? Murabiteganya? None se murabikora wiki? Murabeshyana gusa. Start investing for that wedding of yours. Ariko, I don't encourage you to use a lot of money in your weddings. Ibyo bintu nabyo tuzabyigaho ku rundi munsi. Don't waste money on your weddings. We are trying to impress people. No. Save for your future. Finally, ntago ndi bubatindire. Nagiriwe amahirwe yo kuba hari ahantu nigeze gukora mu bintu bijyanye na pension cyangwa se retirement. So niba uri hano ukaba ufite amahirwe yo kuramba, nudatangira gutekereza kuri retirement yawe now, hari abarimo hano bakuze, hari abatoya, please leave alone investment, leave alone what, but plan how will you live when you are of my age. Retirement yawe izaba hwite, ushobora kutazabona akazi ngo leta igutangire ya pension isanzwe. Please young people, ntimwibwire ko mushobora kuramba, yego mituweli yaraje, ramirahari, muzivuza mukire, ariko still uzasaza. Mureke mutazasaza nk'uko ababyeyi bacu bashaje, sibyo? Mutangire uyu munsi, mutekereze kuri investment, ariko cyane cyane mvuga ngomba gusaza nishimye mfite ubuzima. Wa musore wavugaga ngo invest today and enjoy later, actually imyaka ya pension twagombye ku enjoying ubuzima, ntidutangire kugira ahubwo za stress nababwiraga. Kuko kwiki gihe impamvu bivuze hari abantu bagera mu myaka ya retirement, wamubwira ati it is time for you to retire, it is like a bombshell on him or her. Akumva ko ubuzima bwe burangiye. And it has been proven true that even people start developing different diseases simply because they are afraid of their retirement time. So if we plan today, ibi tubabwira ntimwibwire ko ari amashyengo, ariko this is a reality. So bana banjye, muve hano muzi ko nubwo ibyo twabwiye byose mwabyibagirwa, ariko uvuga uti jyewe n'umuryango wanjye tuzabaho dute mu myaka y'ubukuru, sibyo? Murabyumva? None bagenzi banjye mufite abana, ijya kurishehera ku rugo, umugani murabuze? Mwigisha abana banyu kudasesagura. Amakosa, twagize amakosa yego babivuze, ariko rimwe na rimwe twaba tudafite amakuru ahagije. Ariko duhere mu miryango yacu, please, abana bato. Ntabwo ari byiza yuko abana babona yuko kuko hari issues mu muryango cyangwa se hari ukutumvikana, ariko nibura have time with our children and talk to them. Ndabizi you are busy, we are very busy, we are trying to have ends meet, but have time. Ni mwicara mugiye kusenga, mugiye gukora iki, ariko nababwire na challenges bahura nazo. The world we are living in today, nisi iri driven by capitalism. Ariko it is now beyond. Niba tuticaye n'imiryango yacu ngo tuganirize abana bacu, ejo tuzatutagihari. murabizi abakuru muri hano kera mwajyaga muhabwa iminani na ba so, iminani ntikibaho, murabizi se? Ese ko mutambwira ko mwagize ubwoba? Humura ntacyo gusa uko ni ukuri tugomba kumvikana. Abumva azahabwa umunani n'ababyeyi be ninde? Ntamwe abatoya ntayo mufite. No mu cyaro nta mirimo ikiba ngo bazabaha iminani. Therefore, abana banyu dutangira uyu munsi tubigisha kuba self reliant. Nta muntu ku isi dufiteho obligation. It is you and you alone. Ugomba facing a reality of life. If you don't start with your children today, bakaba fully equipped, hari knowledge, hari na resources zihari, hakabamo openness, hakabamo discussion, then isi yacu cyangwa iki gihugu cyacu, the next generation, ndizera ntashidikanya ko bazabaho neza kurusha uko twabayeho. Ariko if we relax and we don't take time to discuss these issues plainly and clearly, we shall regret kuba twaratakaje igihe cyangwa se tutarabaye genuine to our generation. So young people, message mbahaye, start planning for your retirement. Ubwo bizabamo hagati aho ya retirement na n'uyu munsi harimo saving and investment. Murakoze, murakarama.
Twongere tumushimire cyane Bwana Gatera Jonathan kubw'amagambo yuje impanuro ndetse nizere ko bigiye kutubera umukoro kuri twese wa buri munsi. And we take this moment to thank so much Aranite for going with us through this journey. We thank you so much for your partnership and being with us each and every day. And now allow me to welcome one of our key partners. Allow me to welcome the CEO of Rwanda Stock Exchange, Mr. Pierre Serster Wabukumba, to deliver his remarks.
Murakoze. CSU Romeo, Honorable, allow me again also to stand on all protocols. Okay, thank you. I just wanted to send my greetings to all of you in the room, those who have participated. Thank you again. This youth forum has been there for a long time, but it keeps improving year after year. But allow me to say this. There's a proverb that says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. I believe the same is true about investing and savings. The best time to learn about saving and investing may have been yesterday, but the next best time is today again. That's why the Capital Markets Youth Forum matters to all of us, and we've been doing it time and time again. This forum is not simply about stocks, bonds, or financial markets. It's about planting the seeds of a stronger future for yourselves, for your families, and most importantly, for our nation. When I look across this room, I don't simply see students and young professionals. I see future entrepreneurs, future business leaders, future policymakers, and even future investors, CEOs of companies that will list one day on the Rwanda Stock Exchange, why not beyond? In the future, and to have the patience to let that future unfold. Warren Buffett, who happens to be my role model in the investment and financial world, once said, someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. That is the spirit of investing. Every share purchased, every bond acquired, and every disciplined saving habit is a small act of confidence in tomorrow. At the Rwanda Stock Exchange, we want every young Rwandan to know that the capital market is not a place reserved for a privileged few. The stock exchange belongs to all of us. It is a platform where dreams can find capital and where citizens can become owners of the nation's growth story. Our country has shown the world that vision, resilience, and determination can achieve a lot. Only a generation ago, many would not have imagined Rwanda becoming one of Africa's respected investment destinations. Yet today, our nation continues to demonstrate that with good governance, innovation, and the courage to think long-term, remarkable transformation is possible. The same principle applies to personal finance. Small savings become investments, investments become businesses, businesses create jobs, and those jobs create prosperity for entire communities. To the young people today, I would like to leave you with a simple challenge. Don't wait until you feel rich to start investing. And don't wait until you know everything about the financial markets. Start today, where you are, and with the knowledge you acquired. As time goes on, you will learn continuously, save consistently, and invest responsibly. Never underestimate the power of small actions repeated over many years. As Nelson Mandela reminded us, it always seems impossible until it is done. Before I conclude, let me remind you that the future of Rwanda's capital market isn't built in trading rooms alone. It is built in classrooms, in universities, and through conversations such as the ones we are having today. Above all, the future is built by young people who dare to believe that they can shape the future rather than simply inherit it. I hope that when you leave this forum, you will remember one simple idea. A generation invests together, it shapes the future collectively. Let us build that future with confidence, with integrity, and with ambition. I end my written speech. Now let me go back to Kinyarwanda. Ngira ngo byavuzwe hano cyane abakomeje bavuga kuva kare. Icyo numva nabagiraho inama nk'abajene nuko ibyo dukora aha ngaha ntibigomba kuba kompetisiyo gusa. Yes, ni byiza n'intangiriro. Ubumenyi mwavanye aha ngaha buzabageza kure nimuba consistent, nimushaka gukomeza kubikurikira ko iyi gahunda igihugu cyashyizeho idufitiye runini. Capital Market Youth Forum ntabwo yashyiriweho gusa kugira ngo mukore competition, ahubwo yashyiriweho kugira ngo izane intere muri mwebwe, ibashe gutuma mugira more interest muri capital market. Aba babanjirije murareba abicaye kuri intebe y'imbere cyane cyane nibo navuga, nizikurikiyeho bazi icyo capital market imaze. Jonathan yabivuzeho kare, gutangira n'ubu ngubu 1+1 bigera bikaba 1 billion. So in the power of yo kuba kwishyira hamwe ni ikintu gikomeye cyane. Rero ntibirangirire hano, mukomeze mubishishikaremo. Nizere ko mu byo bababwiye muri iyi challenge harimo no gutangira gufungura investment accounts. ntimuzitinye. Hari umugani nifuza yuko rwose nimugira n'abo muganira nabo muzawubavanemo nk'uko bavanyeho, si no kubivanaho, siroga yo kuvuga ngo agakinjiro basigaye batwita ngo ni udukiriro, aho bicariraga ubundi byaturukaga ko mu gakinjiro aho habaga indiri y'amabandi, ari uku ngaho udukiriro hose turi ni indiri y'abashoramari. Rero namwe tuzivanemo ikintu cyitwa mauvaise langue, niko nkunda kubivuga, ngo uzigama ubusa bukimara. Ibyo ni mauvaise langue rwose. Icyo bishaka kuvuga ni ukuvuga ngo ufite 5,000 ni ubusa, reka tunywe tuyanywere, cyangwa tugiye kugura ibi ngibi. Niba wanywaga amacupa 5 ya fanta, reka tubivuge kuri fanta, ushobora kunywa 3 ugasigaza 2. Rero ugenda uyasevinga, hari ikintu Jonathan yavuze ndashaka kubishyira mu mibare yimbitse. The smallest investment hano muri iyi market yacu umuntu ashobora gukora, ngira ngo ni muri Aranite. The smallest unit I think kugira ngo ufungure account ni 2,000 by'amafaranga y'u Rwanda. Ibyo 2,000 ubashije kubisevinga umwaka ukarangira ni 700 uba ushize kuri konti yawe, tudashyize intere zayo. Uyu munsi average net asset value ya Aranite batanga inyungu urebye around almost 12% cyangwa around 12%. Hari abatekereza ko ari make, ntabwo ari make. Ayo mafaranga aba hari ari mu mutekano wawe. 12% y'ibihumbi 720 ubwo nangahe yongeraho 80. Ni ukuvuga ngo uwo mwaka wonyine ayo savings umwaka wa mbere birangiye yabaye 800. The compounding effect yayo ugakomeza uri consistent. Ubwo ndabwira abanyeshuri, ndabwira ababyeyi barimo hano, tubashije gukora icyo kintu, abanyarwanda twese turi hamwe twakubaka RSSB yindi mu gihe kitarenze imyaka 5. Twakubaka ubushobozi bw'ababyeyi ku buryo abana babo batabasaba minerivare bagiye kujya muri university. Mugatekerezaho ako kantu, nagira ngo ndangirize aho ngaho. Murakoze.
Murakoze cyane, CEO Celestin. Let's give another round of applause to the CEO for his insightful words. Celeste said the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Please do not forget that. Start today. Start where you are with what you have. And this forum is about planting the seeds today for a stronger future. And now we're going into the MOU signing ceremony. The setup is ready. We will have an MOU signed between CMA and the University of Rwanda. As we do this, I would love to, before I invite the CEO and the Deputy VC, I would love to appreciate CEO Celestin for believing in the youth and for supporting the Capital Markets Youth Forum. We don't take that for granted. And so the purpose of the MOU that we're going to sign is to establish a framework for collaboration between the two institutions aimed at promoting investor education, capital markets awareness, financial literacy, and responsible participation of students in Rwanda's capital markets. To sign the MOU, it's my pleasure to invite CMA CEO Romeo Ngarambe on stage. We'll be joined, thank you, he will be joined by the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Strategic Planning and Administration at the University of Rwanda. Great, please have a seat. Thank you, University of Rwanda, for being a long-time partner of Capital Markets Authority. this ceremony just goes to show that the journey will continue, and we don't take that for granted. Thank you, Dr. Raymond. Thank you, CEO. Thank you. Once again, a reminder that the purpose of the MOU that we have just witnessed being signed is to establish a framework for collaboration between the institutions, that's Capital Markets Authority and the University of Rwanda, to promote investor education, capital markets awareness, financial literacy, and responsible participation of students. Let's appreciate CEO Romeo Ngarambe and Dr. Raymond. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'd love to have MC Brian back on stage as we go to the next phase of the agenda, which is the awarding ceremony. Yeah?
Thank you so much, Jackie. Yes, the awarding ceremony is coming in a few. But before that, the Capital Markets Youth Forum 2026 wouldn't have been possible without the support of our partners. It is my pleasure once again to welcome the CMA CEO to kindly step forward as we thank our partners that have made this 2026 journey possible. Mr. CEO, kindly join us on the stage. We take this moment. Technical team, you can kindly move the chairs. Mwakuraho intebe kugira ngo tworohereze amafoto. Allow me to welcome the Rwanda Stock Exchange. We thank you so much, RSE. Kindly join us as we take this moment to thank you for your continued support. We sincerely appreciate your valuable support and partnership towards this successful delivery of the Capital Markets Youth Forum 2026. Your contribution helped advance youth financial literacy, promote a culture of saving and investment, and strengthen participation in Rwanda's capital market. RSE, we thank you. The next up is thank you, CEO. Leading by example. The next up is Access to Finance Rwanda. A representative from Access to Finance Rwanda. Any representative from the Access to Finance? If not, we can proceed. Allow me to welcome the Rwanda National Investment Trust, Aronite, to join us on the stage as we say a big thank you for you have made this edition a success. Ntabwo ari ugukorera mu nzu imwe gusa ariko turanakorana bya hafi na hafi. We thank you. The next up is Luxembourg Agency for Development Cooperation. We thank you so much. A representative from Luxembourg Agency. And Mr. Shaka is here. Thank you so much, Luxembourg Aid and Development. We also take this moment to thank the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning. We thank so much Capital Markets Youth Forum. Mr. CEO, you may kindly have your seat. And now the wait is over, the awarding ceremony. You wanna know who is the winner of the 2026 Youth Forum? You wanna know? Are you ready? Clap once, 2 times, 3 times, 1 time. And now, allow me to welcome all 5 contestants to kindly come join us on the stage. Giringiro Jean-Baptiste, Irwa Isaki, Shimimana Marthe, Maniragua Protegen, and Ishimwe Senga Christian. The floor is yours. One more time, give it up for the 5 finalists of the 2026 Capital Markets Youth Forum. Tamatiko, who is your winner? Who is your winner? I want to hear you. Who's your winner? Who is your winner? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the moment we have been all waiting for. And today we have witnessed brilliance, creativity, confidence, and a remarkable understanding of the power of investing and wealth creation. But as with every competition, only a few can rise to the top. The awards we are about to present are more than prizes. They are investments in dreams, investments in ambitions, and investments in next generation of the financial leaders who will shape the future of our nation. To every finalist, regardless of today's outcome, remember this: making it to this stage already places you among the very best. And your journey does not end here, it begins here. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to recognize and celebrate excellency. We begin with our 5th place winner, who will receive 500,000 francs worthy of shares, all collective investment scheme. And to present this award, please join me in welcoming the Chief Executive Officer of the Rwanda National Investment Trust, Mr. Gatera Jonathan. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5th place winner and the winner of 500,000 Rwandan francs worthy shares, all collective investment scheme, is Shimimana Marthe. Marthe, you can kindly stay for a group photo. And now we move to the 4th place award. Our 4th place winner will receive 800,000 Rwandan francs worth of shares, all collective investment scheme. Can I have your attention, please? Thank you. And to present this award, please join me in welcoming the National Business Development Technical Assistant and Advisor at Luxembourg Aid and Development, Mr. Shaka Charles, to help us award the 4th place winner. Ladies and gentlemen, the 4th place winner and the winner of 800,000 Rwandan francs worthy shares all collective investment scheme is Byiringiro Jean-Baptiste. Byiringiro Jean-Baptiste wins will receive 1 million Rwandan francs worth of shares or collective investment scheme. And to present this award, please join me in welcoming CEO of the Rwanda Stock Exchange, Mr. Pierre Celestin Rwabukumba. Ladies and gentlemen, the 3rd place winner of the 2026 Capital Markets Youth Forum, taking home 1 million Rwandan francs worthy of shares and collective investment scheme is Maniragaba Protogene. For strategic planning administration at the it's obvious the second one will be the one remaining. A reminder, the winner will go home with 1,500,000 Rwandan francs worth of shares and collective investment skill, and the second one will go home with 1,200,000 Rwandan francs. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 2026 Capital Markets Youth Forum University Challenge is... Who is your winner? Who is your winner? Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of 2026 Capital Markets Youth Forum is Ishimne Senga Krista. Congratulations to Christia Ishimne Senga. If you can't start a business, own a piece of it. You are the winner of the 2026 Youth Forum. Ariko nanone mumfashe dukomera amashyi menshi cyane. The first runner, she's none other than Hirwa Izaki. Tumushimire cyane Hirwa Izaki nawe ubaye wa kabiri. Let's first have a separate photo with the winner, Ishimwe Senga Christia, and then the first runner-up, Hirwa Izaki. What a competition! What a winner! Congratulations to Ishimwe Senga Christia, and once again to our second place winner, Hirwa Izaki. Tumukomera amashyi Hirwa Izaki mu rugendo rwa mugoye ariko nawe yabaye wa kabiri. We make CEO job and a tough one too. Judges, please join us for a group photo. With a thunderous round of applause one more time. A big round of applause. Let's now welcome representatives of one of you. Reka duhamagare abandi 25 contestants baje bahagarariye intara nabo baza dufata ifoto y'urwibutso. Abahari mutebuke. Tubikore kijene. The contestants, other 20s remaining, join us. As we are preparing for a group photo, we take this moment to thank the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning, the CMA, Capital Markets Authority, Rwanda, Luxembourg Aid and Development, Access to Finance Rwanda, R9. We thank Capital Markets Youth Forums. Without you, this journey would never have been possible. When I say youth, you say forum. Youth! 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 Thank you. All the winners. Let's give another big round of applause to all our 5 finalists and the winners. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome the head of market development at Capital Market Authority, Mr. Eric Karichezi, to deliver the closing remarks.
Honorable representative of Parliament, East African Community, the CEO of Capital Markets Authority, the CEO of Rwanda Stock Exchange, the CEO of Night, distinguished guests, my dear 5 finalists, and above all, the students in this room, all protocol observed. It's my honor to close this youth forum with really happiness. The team of Capital Market is growing. For many of us, it's the first time to be here. And the success of this edition is really a strong motivation for us. The energy in this room is what I will bring back from this event, and we will do our best to provide you next year even a better event. Before to speak about the future, let's recognize that during this forum, we have, as the CEO said very well, more than 1,100 students who registers. We have 25 students who have been selected for the boot camp. They have been here in Kigali since Sunday. They have participated really with a lot of motivation to the boot camp. We arrived to the 5 finalists, and what the 5 finalists has presented are really a very strong representative of what we expect from youth here in Rwanda. So for our 5 finalists, you are no longer students on the market. As of today, you are part of the market and you carry it with pride. Now allow me to speak directly to the young people in this room. You are the future of Rwanda. You are an essential part of Rwanda today and tomorrow. These past 30 years, the generation before you fought with courage and sacrifice to build a country, a safe country, a credible country, a country you can stand up anywhere in the world and to be proud of and say, this is my home. They build foundation, and now it is your turn. So now when I say it is your turn, what I expect is level up. What I mean by level up? To be honest with you about the leveling up, it is not luck. It is not waiting. It is not single little moment. To level up, you must master one skill above all other. financial literacy. Financial literacy is not a simple word. It's powerful. It brings budgeting, knowing where your money is gone. It is saving, paving the future of your investment. It is planning your investment, turning small, regular savings into long-term wealth. This is the difference between the generation that earns and the generation that builds, between income that disappears and capital that grows. The market you learn about today is how that wealth is built, and it is open to you. And I can guarantee you, we are here. You will not walk alone, for the one who like football. The capital market stands beside you. As a regulator, yes, but more importantly, as your partner. Our role is to protect you, to guide you, and to keep these markets fair and trustworthy so that every Rwandan franc you invest is invested in trust. Please open CSD account, take your first step, and know that capital market is right next to you. No forum like this can happen alone. So, to the government of Rwanda, thank you for treating our youth and capital market as a strategic national priorities. To the leader of CMA, Rwanda Stock Exchange, Air Knight, thank you for building the platform year after years. For our partners, AFR, LuxDev, Agne, that help us for the bootcamp, your support has been key to make this event the success it is. And to all our hosts in university, mentors, and every student who participates, this day belongs to you. So I leave you with one request. The previous edition built Rwanda, the previous generation built the Rwanda you are proud of. The next chapter is you to write it. Learn numbers, build habits, save, plan, buy shares, buy bonds, invest in collective investment scheme. And not tomorrow, start today. Young people of Rwanda.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of the Capital Market Youth Forum 2026, let us remember that today's winners have not only earned awards, they have taken another step towards shaping Rwanda's financial future. And on behalf of the organizers and partners, thank you so much for your participation, your energy, and your commitment to financial literacy and investment. Congratulations once again to all our finalists and our winners. And I would like to let you know that we would like to share lunch with you. So when you're on your way out, they will give you a voucher, and we're having lunch together at Pilini. So we thank you so much. Mwakoze cyane, safe travels, and see you next time. God bless you. Have a good